situation. Let us now take a look at this, ground report and the reactions coming in from the ground, filed by my colleague.
Now I am live from Delhi's Khan market, and the question remains that yes, the government is impounding and towing cars without giving prior notice to the people, and the debate is, the question is, should government give notice to people before doing this or not? I'm joined here by some people. Sir, I would come to you first. I would like to ask you that Delhi government is taking people's car if it is for diesel and petrol vehicle, if it is older than 10 or 15 years, and the problem is they're not giving any notice to the people. Do you think that people should be given a notice before their vehicle is taken from them?
In this regard, I am not convinced. Government has already told everybody that if the vehicle is diesel, then its life is 10 years, and if the vehicle is petrol, its life is 15 years. So automatically it goes to everybody's mind that we have a life of a vehicle of petrol is 15 years. So why should government give a notice after 15 years before picking? But I want that one thing, if the government gives some kind of a phone number or some place, if our vehicles are older than 15 years, we can contact them and they can come and survey our vehicle, and they give some kind of incentives, and they can take that vehicle from the...
Seeing the increasing level of pollution in national capital Delhi, CAQM has asked to impose a ban on vehicles which are older than 10 years or 15 years, 10 years for diesel and 15 years for petrol. But nowhere it has mentioned that the parked vehicles can be towed away without a notice. It says that the cars which are on roads could be taken away, but not the parked vehicles. But still, this is happening with the residents of Delhi. I am being joined by the RWA president of Lakshmi Nagar. सर, सबसे पहला मेरा सवाल है कि क्या ये जो गाड़ियाँ उठाई जा रही हैं, इसमें आपके आसपास में, आपके पहचान में, आपके साथ ऐसा हुआ है कि बिना नोटिस के इलीगली खड़ी गाड़ी को भी उठा लिया गया हो?
बिल्कुल, बड़े दिल्ली वालों को संकट का सामना करना पड़ रहा है। बगैर नोटिस की सारी गाड़ियाँ उठाई जा रही हैं। मेरे खुद कज़न की गाड़ी उठाई गई। हमने बहुत सारी एमसीडी को रिक्वेस्ट भी डाली कि आप कम से कम एट द मोमेंट इसको ना उठाएं, आप हमें 1-2 दिन का नोटिस दे दीजिए, 1-2 दिन का नोटिस हमें दे दीजिए, हम लोग इसको डिस्पोज ऑफ कर देंगे, क्योंकि हम भी पोल्यूशन के लिए और इन्वायरमेंट के लिए चिंतित हैं। लेकिन विदाउट एनी इंटीमेशन अगर गाड़ी उठा ली जाती है, बहुत सारी दिक्कतों का सामना करना पड़ता है। विद इन अ वीक या 3 डेज़ का एक नोटिस सर्व कर दिया जाए एमसीडी की तरफ से, तो हम उन चीज़ों को मैनेज कर पाएंगे बहुत अच्छे ढंग से। हम खुद अपनी गाड़ी को सरेंडर कर देंगे एमसीडी डिपार्टमेंट को, या उसको डिस्पोज ऑफ कर देंगे बेटर तरीके से।
आपका क्या नाम है?
अमन नाम है मेरा, अमन जैन।
आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे जो जिस तरह से गाड़ियों को?
मेरे एक दोस्त की गाड़ी उठी गेट नंबर 1 से ही, लेकिन ना उसको ना कोई नोटिस था ना कुछ था। एमसीडी में भी काफ़ी धक्के खा लिए, लेकिन कुछ उसका पता नहीं चला उस गाड़ी का। अगर ये बात अभी सर ने सही बोली थी, अगर हमें नोटिस दे दिया या इन्फॉर्मेशन दे दी जाए तो कम से कम उस गाड़ी को डिस्पोजल कर सकते हैं।
सामान होता है, ज़रूरत की चीज़ें भी होती है गाड़ी में, और फिर भी उठा ले जाते हैं।
हाँ, तो गाड़ी, लेकिन उसके लिए भी हमें काफ़ी वो दिक्कतों का सामना करना पड़ता है। लेकिन होता क्या है कि कुछ फ़ायदा नहीं निकलता वहाँ से एमसीडी में।
ठीक है, और आप कितना ये हो रहा है, कितना आपके सामने आ रहे हैं ऐसे केसेस?
ऐसे केसेस मेरे सामने कम से कम 3 से 4 केसेस आ चुके हैं। अभी एक हाल ही में एक बैटरी वाली बाइक थी, जिसकी बैटरी उसकी निकाल कर ना बैटरी निकाल ली उन्होंने। अभी किसने निकाली है ये इन्फॉर्मेशन पता नहीं चली, लेकिन थाने में जब उनसे पूछा गया है तो उन्होंने बोला कि अंडर प्रोसेसिंग काम है। और एमसीडी में ही पता किया था तो उन्होंने भी बोला था अभी कुछ इसका हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते इसमें। तो दिक्कतों का सामना तो करना ही पड़ रहा है।
गाड़ियाँ ले जाते होंगे, सामान, डॉक्यूमेंट्स सब?
हाँ, ये तो एक्चुअली हमारे जो अभी रिसेंटली मामला हुआ था, ये तो उसके मतलब वॉलेट में था ये सब, लेकिन उसे दिक्कत का सामना बैटरी की करना पड़ा। लेकिन ना कुछ इन्फॉर्मेशन नहीं मिलती वहाँ से। अगर एक नोटिस भी अगर दिया जाए तो कम से कम अपनी गाड़ियों को सेफ भी रख सकते हैं या डिस्पोजल कर सकते हैं।
कह रहा हूँ कि भाई इंटीमेट करना चाहिए पहले, ठीक है? आपके घर पे आपको लेटर आना चाहिए या बताना चाहिए कि अगर मैं उसको स्क्रैप भी करता तो मेरे को 3 लाख रुपए कम से कम मिलते, और अब मेरे को उसको 30,000 रुपये नहीं मिल रहे।
आप लोग रोड टैक्स इतने सालों तक भरते हैं?
वही तो सही ना, अभी रोड टैक्स भी दे रहे हैं और सब कुछ दे रहे हैं, और उसके बाद लिए उसका क्या बेनिफिट मिल रहा है? और अभी तक उसकी कोई मतलब, ये चोरी की तरह गाड़ी उठाई जा रही है।
यही है कि मैडम जो है ना, अचानक ऐसे चोरों की तरह आ रहे हैं, और मालिक ओनर वहाँ पे नहीं भी है तो गाड़ी के सीधा जैक उठाते हैं, टो करके ले जाते हैं। चोरों की तरह गाड़ियाँ उठाई जा रही है, वो गलत है। जिस किसी का भी आप पहले उसको जो है वॉच करो कि किसी गाड़ी क्या है, और बिफोर नोटिस दिया जाए, 1 महीना 1.5 महीना पहले नोटिस दिया जाए कि भाई आपकी गाड़ी ये जो है वो हो चुकी है, टाइम इसका पूरा हो गया है। क्योंकि नई नई गाड़ियाँ, उनका कुछ नहीं बिगड़ता। आज की तारीख में 10-15 साल के अंदर गाड़ियाँ कुछ नहीं बिगड़ रहा, जबकि
A caller is joining us from Gurgaon. Mr. Anuj Agarwal is here on the broadcast. Mr. Anuj, go ahead and give us your thoughts. What do you think about the situation now happening in the national capital? All right, seems like we have lost that connection with Mr. Agarwal. We will be getting more calls on the broadcast. It is our top Mirror Now campaign where we are, of course, talking about what exactly is happening in the national capital. The government, without any prior notice, is, picking up cars, old cars. The limit was 10 years for diesel cars and 15 years for petrol cars. And people are expressing their concerns because it is an issue for the middle class who are spending their hard-earned money. People are also saying that even new cars cause pollution in the area, and if the old cars are maintained well, then why is the government behind in picking up the cars, and that too without giving a prior notice? People's rights are being trampled upon in the open in the national capital. All right, one of the callers is joining us from Hyderabad, Mr. Sanjay. Mr. Sanjay, go ahead. What do you think about the private vehicles that are now being lifted without any notice by the Delhi government? These vehicles are being impounded by the Delhi Transport Department, and these are being taken to scrap yards. Mr. Anuj Agarwal is joining us back from Gurgaon. Mr. Agarwal, please give us your thoughts. Now the vehicles are being impounded by the Delhi Transport Department and have now been taken to scrap yards, without even a prior notice to the residents. What do you think?
Yeah, it's absolutely unreasonable the way the implementation of Supreme Court guidelines are being done by Delhi government and other state NCR governments. The guidelines clearly suggest that they have been asked that there should be a mechanism to serve notices before impounding the vehicles. Like I had two vehicles in last 1 year. One is 10 years diesel Audi and one is 15 years Honda, which I had to distressedly transfer out of the Gurgaon RTO because of this reason that they will not give us an NOC after the fixing of age. And now you are even registering the new vehicles at the 15 years time period, and after 10 years you will not be allowing them to ply on the roads in NCR. So this is not the way. The Motor Vehicle Act is not really referred by the Delhi government, which I see. Delhi government should have consulted the central government, and it is a parliamentary procedure. I saw Mr. Rajiv Bharadwaj. He also updated the same thing, that the Supreme Court guidelines, we honor that there is pollution problem in our region, and it should be definitely counter away, but it is not the way how they are doing it. It is just an injustice to a common man, and the way they are generating the revenue, that is what I think that the governments are kept quiet, even central, state, or even judiciary, because it's almost 40% tax the governments are making on the new vehicles. You should come out with a policy that if there is a 10 years law, you should only register it for 10 years. Even I saw your campaign yesterday. Nakul was there, who was giving the same justifications that car should be registered for 15 years. It shows a validity on my RC as a 15 years valid. Now it is a fear that they may come up after 5 years that we are not allowing it to ply on the road. So it's very unreasonable. I think the government should take notice of it and bring out some justified law where our common man is also taken care of. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Anuj Agarwal, thank you for giving your reactions on that. Inderjeet Singh Rathore is joining us from Bengaluru. Mr. Inderjeet Singh, how do you feel? Because the residents in Delhi are alleging corruption behind this entire drama that is happening with the transport department in Delhi picking up old cars without giving notice to the residents.
That's true, ma'am. Should we understand this should be another scam from the government of Delhi without serving a notice, irrespective of Supreme Court orders? These people are illegally doing all the sorts of lifting up the owners of the car. And this is not done. This has happened to my own sister in Delhi, staying in Saket, Chhatrapur area. Her car is easily picked up without her knowledge, and it is scrapped also. I don't know how far it is good. Is this the muzzle power run by our party or the government of Delhi?
Right, Mr. Inderjeet, thank you for joining us from Bengaluru to give us your thoughts on this particular scenario. Satya Mahapatra from Delhi is also calling us on Mirror now. Mr. Satya Mahapatra, what do you think about this whole situation? Because other callers and also the other people we spoke to are alleging corruption on the part of the Delhi government. Do you have the similar thoughts?
I personally believe that it's your personal property. A car is your personal property, How can the government come and, and without notice do anything like this?
All right, Mr. All right, Mr. Mahapatra, thank you for giving us your thoughts. Let me go across to Mr. Gautam joining us from Delhi. Mr. Gautam, give us your reactions as to what exactly is happening. It looks like harassment for the people in Delhi whose cars are being picked up.
Madam, I don't think so. I mean, partially it is incorrect because there are a number of vehicles that are lined up without the owners in Delhi. Number of them. And nobody is there to take care, and they are lined up, all of them, and creating a lot of nuisance and taking a lot of parking space and taking a lot of road space. Government is doing absolutely correct by scrapping them. There are hundreds of vehicles parked in Delhi without ownership, and nobody is aware who the owner is, whose car it is. And they are just having dust, nothing else. Taking a lot of parking space and taking a lot of road space. So government is doing absolutely correct in their wisdom.
All right, Mr. Gautam, a resident of Delhi, says the government is doing absolutely right in their wisdom. Another caller from Delhi, Mr. Amit, is joining us. Mr. Amit, do you agree to one of our callers who said that the government is doing right thing because there are so many cars lying around without their owners, but also there are sentiments of people who are maintaining their cars, middle class people who are, of course, shelling their hard-earned money behind, earning this particular car. What are your thoughts?
Is that we have paid through our nose to purchase these vehicles. Now, without there being any inquiry or investigation into what are the exact reasons for this pollution and whether the car is fit or not, you simply one day come up with this draconian rule and you say that, all right, now your vehicles will be off the road. The Delhi government promised that you will get 25% rebate if you scrap your car. I got my car scrapped. When I go to buy a new car, they say, no, you are not going to get any rebate. None whatsoever. And my RC still says that the car is, you can drive the car till 15 years. So actually, these rules do not make any sense at all. And the way these are being implemented really show that the government is not bothered. They are only bothered about their revenues because every car that gets scrapped, the person will be forced to go and buy a new vehicle and then you have to pay 28% GST on it. It's a joke. Where does the common man go? So I think this entire exercise needs a real scientific relook. Now look, we are in May today, June today. The pollution is not that much. In December, November, December, all those farm fires will, again cause all that pollution. That is the real reason why we are all suffering, and that will still happen. This is only an excuse, a diversion which they have made. The car companies are, making all the money, and the common man is suffering. And the bureaucrats, they are just implementing it without giving it any thought. So I think really one needs to have a real deep relook at this issue.